we will need 2 of the ends. We're making a style that has no holes on one side and holes for the sticks on the other side. Personally, I find the ones with holes all the way through a little bit easier to put together. We need 5 sticks for each of the benches, and then we need 2 spacers for the design we're making right now for each of the benches. So 4 total spacers, 5 sticks for the benches. Well, we're going to put those to the side right now because we're focusing on the tabletop. The tabletop has 19 sticks. Alternatively, if you wanted to use, what was it? Half that, you could. So you could get rid of these and put these in every other rung and call it a day. I like the heavier look for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all 19 sticks. But before we do that, and we'll also need 2 spacers for the bottom part of the table, just to make it easier to put together. The bottom, or actually the top, will have the dish on that. And the dish has some dovetail joints right here, and these spaces will go between the sticks to hold steady, and then you can take the dish on and off as you want, and as you fill it up with food. Notice there's absolutely no drainage hole here, so water will collect. No big deal if you are going to take it out inside and wash it out regularly. But if you do want a drainage hole, I would just suggest making a little drill hole, probably in the middle. So now that we're at this point, we can start building. We want to slide in our pieces of the base to the dish because this will help us put the sticks in the holes evenly. Because I don't know if you can see it very good on this picture, this stick should be straight like this, but is pretty bent. Having the spacers will allow for the sticks to even themselves out. And you may notice at the start that these spacers are not even with these ones. These have all 19, these only have 17. So once everything is put together for the base, we can put the extra one on the side and not see on the side the base. Is that important for the design? No. Did I want to put it in because I liked how it looked? Yeah. Oh, this one is very warped. And I don't know if you heard the bigger snap there. You don't have to be too gentle putting these in. I've I've learned that sometimes the shoving is very necessary. Alright, and if you take this out at this time, these will stay together right exactly where we want them. So that when the tabletop is done, we can slide the base on and off very nicely, easily, and without any pain of getting it stuck like I did the first time, because I made them a different way and did not have them exactly even. So I had to take the whole table apart. This one is very warped. So now we have 17. We still have our tool for the ends. And at this point, I just want to test, even though we know that it's going to go great, that we can put the base on and off easily. And we can. So this will be done. But I want to also put spacers at the bottom, with leaving one hole on the side for the sticks that go on the end, just to make them easier to fit in when we finally put our ends on. So, because some of these sticks are very warped, you will find the spacers love to pop out at times, which that's no big deal. We can just keep pressing and eventually they will stay good. Now we can put our table dish to the side with our two sticks left over, and we can work on our seats. These would be the exact same way to make them as the dish, but instead of concerning ourselves with the dish, this time we are just spacing them evenly and we want to take advantage of using these spacers so that they fit really nicely and hopefully better in the holes. You want to make sure they're as even on the ends as can be, but they're not going to be perfect, but the ends will help even them out when you push it together. So this one also I can see is not as thick as the other ones, so it's sliding a lot more. So I'm going to try to hide that one in the middle. But you'll see as more spacers are put in that they don't slide nearly as easy. So we have 2 benches, and I'll put this here, 2 benches and a tabletop. And then our other bench will go there. So now we don't need a dish right now. We have everything put together. We're gonna add our sticks to the ends on this one and snap them in there. And now we are going to try to put this together. And the reason for putting the spacers on the bottom at the sides was only to make this a little bit easier for me, because I very much struggled with putting them in the hole before. So, like this was from an earlier print that I was testing out. And I was using this as a spacer every so often. If you want to print out more spacers that end up getting torn out, which this is hard to get out, you can. And if you want to put a spacer in there at the end to help slide the spacers to the middle or to the sides, you can. It's a very flexible model that way. And you will see, like this one, that we need to line up our holes. That the more flex the sticks do have, the harder it will be to put in the sticks to the ends, which is partially why I succumbed to using the spacers. They make it significantly easier for me. And I kind of want these spacers to be on the top, so to add more red. And I'm just going to move the spacer closer to the end so that the sticks easier go into the holes, because they do not like to be too easy all the time. And I did it the wrong way again. Flip this over. Okay. One of my earlier tables, I had spacers on both the bottom and the top. That made it significantly easier. There's also spacers that are holes all the way through, which would then be basically top, bottom, sides, keep everything in order. Those are nice. Those, after you put the parts together, would have to stay in there. Now, press it, and you have your table. I could move the spacers as needed, as wanted, and now I'm ready to use these holes to string it up and or use these holes to just hold it up. Either way, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want with these tables. You can not have the dish to slide on top, or you can. You can just do what I'm doing right now and have an extra table outside that you just put orange slices on for the birds. They love that. You want to make sure that any type of food, though, that you put out there for the birds is nature safe for birds, squirrels, or whatever is in your area. I'm going to end up filling this dish with seeds to keep them in there better so that the birds can just go on the ends and reach for the food in the dish. Well, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to message me. Thank you. Bye.